Today I've got something a little bit different, and honestly kind of fun. I'm checking out the Huffy E-ThunderRoad electric bike. Now I know what you're thinking, this is technically not an adult e-bike, but at 5'3", I've always had a soft spot for smaller bikes. And even though this one is marketed towards older kids and teens, I've been testing it myself, and I think it's worth talking about. If you'll trust me and stick around for the next few minutes, I think you'll find this one is pretty interesting. Not to mention some fun nostalgia for 70s bikes. I'm Jenny, and you're watching Next Gen. Next Gen. So what exactly is this little bike? Well, the eThunderRoad is styled to look like a retro mini bike, and it comes complete with that old-school 70s banana seat to complete the look. As you can imagine, an e-bike meant for teens isn't going to be the most powerful thing, and so Huffy spec'd it with a fairly conservative 250-watt rear hub motor paired with a 24-volt 6-amp-hour battery. That battery is quite small, both in terms of capacity and physical size. It's almost adorable in my hands, it's so small. So yeah, this bike is not a powerhouse, but that's the idea. It keeps things light, safe, and affordable. You're looking at a top speed of around 15 miles per hour and a range in the ballpark of 7 to 10 miles depending on how you ride. For kids and for smaller riders like me just cruising around, that's enough for shorter trips and local errands. But if you're looking to go further, this is not going to be enough battery for long trips. Keep that in mind. One thing I noticed right away about the bike is how easy it is to hop on and off, since the bike is nice and low with those 20-inch wheels. I like how I can get off by treating it almost like a step-through bike, though it's short enough that I can also swing my leg over the back too like a normal bike. But sometimes I forget about that weirdly high seat back and I often hit my leg on it, which isn't very fun, so that's something to keep in mind. And since I mentioned the seat, I have to be honest, this is one of the weak spots of the bike. It's the one part on the bike that I really don't like as much. It looks cool, yeah, like an old school bike, but for one thing, it's a hard saddle without much padding, so it's not very comfortable. It also gets in the way of pedaling because it's just not shaped like a normal bike seat. It's not as much of an issue if you're only going to use the throttle, but if you like pedaling with the pedal assist, it does feel a bit strange. And it's only slightly adjustable by a few inches, not like a normal bike saddle that has a really long range of adjustment up and down. So if you're thinking of pedaling this bike a lot, just know that the seat is not the most practical. But let's talk about what the bike does do well. It is a super approachable and easy to ride e-bike. No gears, no suspension to mess with, just a simple single speed with a basic frame and basic mechanical disc brakes. That keeps the weight low at about 41 pounds and the cost down, which is why this one comes in at just $799. In a world where expensive e-bikes are the norm, that's refreshing to see. The display is another example of simplicity here. Yeah, it's very simple, just a black and white LCD like a calculator, but I kind of like it because it's easy to read and not distracting with too much info. It's a bit hard to film smoothly while I ride one-handed, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how it looks in motion. Even bouncing around, you can still read it pretty well. Now obviously this isn't a perfect bike for everyone. If you're a larger adult rider, it's probably going to feel too small, and it might be underpowered unless you're a petite woman like me or a teen. And even for kids, you don't get features like suspension or multiple gears, which might limit where you ride it. But at the same time, those missing features also have their advantages that we talked about, like the weight and the cost. So I can see why Huffy might have wanted to make those trade-offs. Overall, I think the eThunderRoad hits a fun balance. It's not trying to compete with big commuter e-bikes or powerful mopeds. Instead, it's this approachable, retro-styled entry-level e-bike that gives kids and smaller riders a way to get in on the e-bike fun without breaking the bank. And honestly, I've had a lot of fun zipping around on it myself. With fewer features, there's less maintenance and less to go wrong. So would I recommend it? If you're a parent looking for a safe but exciting first e-bike for your kid, or a smaller adult rider like me who just enjoys quirky little bikes, then yeah, I think it's worth checking out. But just be realistic about the limitations and you'll probably have a smile on your face riding it. Thanks again to all my subscribers and those that drop a comment down below. I want to hear from you all, so let me know if this bike is silly or if there's a place for small, low-power e-bikes like this. Maybe you'll get your answer featured at the end of my next video. That's it for now. I'm Jenny. Stay charged, stay curious, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Next Gen.